folks, so here is another Bomb Jack PCB. This is actually an original board by Tehkan. So while the last one you saw was the bootleg, this is an original one. Other than that, actually, I don't see any other indication of the game, but the Tehkan logo is on here. So just a quick visual inspection. First, we're missing a leg, so I'm just going to add that anyway. But first, I'm going to just take it apart here and inspect the underneath. But here I can see that the adapter, the RGB adapter, has been just hardwired and it's soldered in. And this adapter here would be useful, but it's going to a control panel connector, which is no good here for my test rig. So I'm gonna just take this apart. I'm not sure I need that, so what will I do? Will I make, it's almost there, will I make another adapter for this board? It wouldn't hurt to have two adapters, I suppose, but do you know what, I don't need it for now. I might just recycle this connector for something else that needs it, and then yeah, there's no point keeping it. So I'm going to disconnect this connector first. Interesting, there's LEDs here. You don't see that in the other one. There might be actually there might be a place for them for the 12 volt and the 5 volt. That's really cool. I'll check actually the bootleg. Incidentally, the sound on the bootleg, somebody said I should probably recap the sound, all the sound caps. So probably these guys, and I see a lot of caps here beside the audio chips. So I might do that on the bootleg, see if it does anything to the sound. I'll probably put this in this video if I do it in time. Anyway, first job here is disconnect all this. Clean it. I see just tracks that have been, look like they've been repaired. It's probably broken somewhere on the underneath, so I'm just gonna check that as well. See if I can shorten the length of the repair, tidy that a bit. There's another one here. There's no reason to have something that long anyway, so yeah, let's do that first and then see if it boots. Alright, so I removed the edge connector here, and God, there's traces of rust or whatever it is. It was actually quite stuck on me to use not a lot of force, but more than I should have to use. And I see yeah, it's been repaired anyway, so it probably got corroded, so I'm gonna have to check all those traces as well, just like in the actually other one. Just make sure everything is still connected to those pads and going to the right inputs and outputs. But yeah, we're gonna have to clean that as well. God, it's no wonder. I mean, these boards have been sitting in my friend's shed, which is quite damp, and I don't think it's really worked well for the boards. I'm keeping all my boards inside the house, where a lot of them are up here and up here, and the other ones are just stored in the arcade room, which is dry and heated, so it'll prevent further damage. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to repair these ones. Anyway, let's remove this guy. This is when I wish I wasn't so eager to try and fix these, but essentially, so we have the board booting here. There's still some issues that we need to correct, but the board is booting, the colors are great. When I initially powered this on, though, the colors were all, let me align this a bit better, the colors were all wrong. And I started probing these two chips that just output to the RGB, but my RGB signals were fine. Let me just, there you go. So yeah, they all came out okay, and so clearly it wasn't that. I was getting a signal on all RGB, but the colors looked like the previous board, the bootleg board that I fixed, and there was like a blue missing, and there was some bleeding over the between the red and that entire sort of blue, whatever it's called. It's not purple, it's whatever color it is, was entirely missing. And as I turned the board over, this sort of came back and disappeared again. What it was essentially I just reseated those two ROMs, and they look like they've been just replaced. I'm going to redo the labels here because I just don't like them. so those two boards just needed to be reseated, and it brought the colors back. There's one issue left, so all the controls work. All the controls work. Let me reboot this. One good indication is that I was missing, I was getting errors on those two ROMs, ROM 3 and 4. There you go, again. For some reason, I don't know why. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not there. So that's when I thought, well, maybe this is the ROM. So I just reseated these and the colors came back. I just have to investigate what those two errors are, because I'm getting that in my original cab as well, so I'm not sure if it should be like that, if it's a revision thing. It's yeah, I just don't know. But anyway, regardless, there's one issue, is that when we power or credit the thing, we're not getting any sound. So I'm just pressing the credit button. It's sorry, let me leave this again. It's crediting indeed, but there's no sound. And I happen to know from the other one that the sound is at this pin here. If we look at the output here, when I credit, we're not getting any sound coming out of here at all. So I'm just going to check out the schematics, but I suspect that we're not getting anything coming out of here. I'm going to see what the inputs are for here, if we should be getting anything from one of the lines. Actually, everything is high, high, high. Actually, these are the address. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Yeah, so anyway, so I think we probably need to replace this chip here, and then and see what happens. Quick update on this board. I did something. I actually replaced the so essentially sorry, let me go back. The ROM checks here actually checks the program ROMs which sit on the second board. So this is the bootleg Bomb Jack that I repaired a while back. So it was telling me that it goes through those 5 ROMs, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It was telling me that 3 and 4 there was an error on them, and this is essentially what these are. These are the program ROMs. I think these are the sprites. The top ones here are either the tiles and the background, or the other way around. Sorry, tiles and the characters background. This has all the maps, and this is the music. So all these ROMs, that's what they do. But here it was telling me that those two and those two were faulty, and well, indeed, it looks like they have been just at some point redone, and I wonder if they probably just got faulty over time. So I'll try to reburn them, but what I've done for now is I've taken the ones from this bootleg board. And also we are having sound issues, so I replaced the one of the AY 38910, and I took one again from this bootleg board. So I'll replace all that. This is the one that wasn't working. So I'll replace all these. I'll burn new ROMs, and also I want to do a small recap on this board on the sound system. So probably these caps here at some point, and these caps. So I've ordered them, so they're on back order. I'm gonna put a socket here. I've ordered a few of these chips, so that's why I took the one that was here. I didn't have a spare one, so I used this one as a parts board, but I'll repair all this. I'll probably include this in this video because essentially we now have no errors, and if we boot the game, there you go, we get the credit sound, and all the sounds are correct. So there you go, that's a Bomb Jack board fixed. And because this was so quick, well, essentially the only problem, we just had to redo or take out the old connector. We had this sound issue with the color issue as well, which was due to RAMs on the other side just not seated properly. But I had to do a bit of just checking on these two guys like the other board, and that's it. It's now fully working. So instead of just ending the video here, I'm gonna just well, show you this board, hopefully all fixed, if I can figure it out altogether. So let's wait for this new sound chip to arrive. I'm gonna burn just new ROMs for this guy, put it back. I'm also gonna see, because I can see here that there's a place for the LEDs. So it hasn't been populated, but it's actually there. And I kind of like the idea of having a power here indicated by LEDs. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put LEDs as well here. We might as well. Because it's an identical. The only difference between those two boards is this one says Tehkan on the screen print. This one doesn't, but they're exactly the same board. So I think it's worth fixing anyway and getting working. So let's do that. New sound chip, new ROMs. There you go. So I have actually put the LEDs here. So I have 12 volt and 5 volt. I initially had very bright LEDs that just created way too much light, so this is actually much better. I've changed the I put a new AY38910 here, and I've changed some of the caps here, not all of them, but this and this, because the baseline was here, and I think, well, I had some spares, so actually I changed all this. There's one left, but that looked alright. I might need to change them at some point, but I think it's fine now. And indeed, we got all our sounds back. There you go. So it's all working fine now. So that's pretty much it, folks. So the question now for me is what to do with this one, because I've two original ones. I have one in the cab and this spare one. I don't think I need a third one, or bootleg. So if I wanted a third one, I'd probably get another original at some point. But I'm happy with the two I have, to be honest. It's so handy to have a spare one in case the other one just dies. I can actually just put this one in. I know it works while I repair the other one, so there's no downtime on the cabs. This one I don't quite need, so I'll see if I can maybe swap it somewhere. There's a couple of forums, maybe somebody will be interested in swapping with something else and see what I can get for it. Swap wise, I have no interest in selling it really, so I'd much rather swap it. But anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I hope this was some interest. It was actually two boards. Well, this one was getting fixed. This one we just scavenge some parts and then just replace them afterwards. But I thought it was a bit too short a video with just this one, and I'm glad I got this one back and running. And it's good to see that the LED stuff is actually populated. Well, is actually on the print, but it's not populated. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting. Don't forget, there's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram if you want to find me on social media. There's also a Discord server if you want to chat to like-minded folks. And I also have another channel where well, I dug out all my old Amiga mods back when I was trying to make music for demos that never saw the light of day. But I have dozens of these, and I wanted to well, use some of the ones I started, some of the ones I finished, and make background music for this channel. So every now and then you'll hear new music, and that's because I've released one. But I'm putting these on a separate channel if you want to follow that. The link is in the description, and I'll also put a link in the on the right of the main page of this channel. Also, if you want to help the channel, there's a Patreon page, helps me get new parts and bits. Folks, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.